Smiley Morning Show. He woke me up this morning, started me on my way. That's why I praise him. It's the best of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines,
entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning, I'm Euro with a look at your front page news. Despite President Trump's denial, the Associated Press reported last night that top White House officials did in fact know that Russia was offering bounties to the Taliban for killing U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan as early as a year ago. And the New York Times further reported that Trump was given the information again in a briefing he received in February of this year. Yesterday, the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana law aimed at limiting abortion rights. The law would have required doctors performing abortions have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. Chief Justice John Roberts sided with the court's liberals in the 5-4 decision that said the law violates abortion rights. In order to get an impartial jury, a Minnesota judge warned that he will likely move the trials of 4 of the police officers charged in the death of George Floyd out of the city of Minneapolis if public officials, attorneys, and family members don't stop speaking out about the case. And finally, the Treasury Department announced that we will not be getting another extension on filing those taxes. So if you're like me, you still have until July 15th to get it in. I'm Euro with your front page news. You're listening to the best of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Okay, I can't sing. Wait.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot
and that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, Brad got your hot spot. What it do?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tet, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get into it. SZA, she said she is done with doing interviews and photo shoots, y'all. She took to Twitter yesterday to announce that she's done with press, and she wrote, "Not doing any video interviews or photos for the rest of my life." Oh. She put, "LOL, don't ask," and she didn't explain why, but her tweet was hours after the Rolling Stone magazine unveiled their cover for its second annual Women Shaping the Future issue featuring SZA, Meg Thee Stallion, and Normani. She later wrote, "Normani and Meg, shout out to y'all though, my sisters who I love and respect deeply." So I'm thinking when the picture came out, she hated it or something. But yeah, she said she's done with interviews.
Maybe Brad, when Lil Nas X said that he wanted to get with her, and so maybe she decided he could take care of her and she didn't have to do pictures or anything anymore.
Lil Nas X wanted to get with her?
Yeah, so he made it very clear.
Say somebody take care of his queen.
Yes.
Remember that?
I don't know if SZA's gonna be interested in it. Moving on, y'all.
Share outfits.
Is the Braxton Family Values being canceled? Rumor has it that the WE TV series Braxton Family Values is in jeopardy of being canceled because the usual time for their 6th season has come and gone without a word from the sisters nor their network. The last season ended with an explosive finale that alluded to a showdown between Tracy and Tamar, and then Tamar was also mad because Trina got engaged on her birthday. So anyway, it's a strong possibility that the show will be canceled because ratings have declined and the sisters are not interested in what the network is offering in terms of contract. Plus, Tamar no longer has a contract with them, and I do remember reporting that Tamar has her own show coming up on VH1. So that's probably why she is not interested, because she got her own show where she's making more coin and the focus will be on her. We know Tamar loves to be the star of the show, darling.
Yes, honey.
And last but not least, y'all, fans react to the first look of Whitney Houston's hologram. The hologram made its debut in the UK and fans are creeped out, y'all. Yesterday morning, it showed...
So something like that be creepy. Have you ever seen a hologram before?
I've seen the hologram and it is creepy because sometimes if it look real, you be like, you be scared. You be like, dang, did they come back to life or what?
Yeah.
So one of the people
now
said...
Now black folks gonna start doing them at funerals and everything.
See, that ain't gonna be funny.
I'm gonna run my ass clean out there.
Me too. And one fan described the hologram as spooky, unsettling. It gave them the creeps. It's disrespectful. It's wrong, weird, odd, and very sad. Well, Whitney's sister-in-law Pat chimed in. She said she's one of the people behind the whole hologram tour, and she claimed that the intimate performances were actually Whitney's idea. She said on her 2010 tour in Europe, she had a segment in the show where she just used 4 band members and would come to the front of the stage and perform, and she loved it. Well, after her passing, Pat said she wanted that dream to be realized, And when that didn't work out, she said she decided that they start hologramming. She said it was really Whitney's idea. I don't see how the band members coming on stage with Whitney started the hologram. To me, those two don't connect. But that ain't my business. That's what Pat said, and whatever. I don't want to be nowhere where this hologram is, where Whitney is, and I feel like she finna tap me on the shoulder and say, "What's up, Brett?" That's not gonna work for me.
If something happens, I'm gonna do a hologram and come sitting here with y'all ass every morning. I swear, y'all.
No, you're not. They gonna have to take
that'd be cute.
No, that wouldn't.
I would say Gary.
That'd be cute.
Last but not least, y'all, I gotta add this because it's funny. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they done changed their name to Boneless Thugs and Harmony. They promote chicken wings, Rick. They got the new partnership with Buffalo Wild Wings, and we unsure how long this name change will remain in place, but their new name is Boneless Thugs in Harmony. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, it's about that time. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Y'all give them a show of love right now for comedian extraordinaire Special K with news you're positively absolutely cannot use. Special K, good morning.
Good morning. Tired of having my integrity impugned. My staff works hard on these stories.
All right.
Even though they may be fake, they're real to me.
Spelled impugned.
It's a little too early in the morning for that. I can't even try it.
Oh,
but I tell you
Don't
what,
let the devil distract you, Special K. Keep going.
If you like it or if you hate it, you can heap scorn or praise to me at Special K913 on Twitter and Instagram. Let's get into the news. Sponsored today by the Olive Garden restaurants, who have a new live opera singer that serenades your table. That's nice. The tagline is, "Our singer performs Italian love ballads while you wait for our server to come toss your salad."
Right.
That's enjoyable.
Like that, Gary.
Hey, Rick. This is kind of a crazy story. New Year's Eve party at the home of our very own Eva Marcel's older brother Terrence Howard went bad. Went bad when his Empire castmate Gabori Sidibe was smacked in the face by comedian actress Monique, who had been drinking heavily apparently and saw Gabby chilling at the snack table and thought that she was still playing in the movie Precious.
Oh, man. I ain't laughing
I
at
don't think
that.
she'll be invited back. That's allegedly.
I ain't laughing.
Authorities in Charlotte, North Carolina. What?
Rickey.
So wait a minute, Monique.
Oh, God.
So wait a minute.
Yeah, Monique saw
Leave
Gabby.
Precious alone.
So Monique was drinking at the party. She saw Gabby Sidibe. She was sitting there eating.
Yeah.
And she went over. She went over there.
slapped the hell out of
and
her.
stopped her because she thought they were still taping Precious.
Yeah, man, that alcohol ain't nothing to play with. Gotta watch your drinking, folks.
She had a relapse.
Hey, Rock T, we got a crime story.
All right.
Out of Charlotte, North Carolina, a 34-year-old man identified as Jack Daniels was eluding a traffic stop on Cognac Circle, where he sideswiped a landscape truck, injuring a Mexican immigrant identified as Jose Cuervo. Police Sergeant Jim Beam says an investigation is underway to determine if alcohol was indeed a factor.
That's a lot there.
And finally, Gary with the T. Our very own Gary with the T and a couple of his equally sexually fluid friends were out shopping recently and had an embarrassing situation at a clothing store in a mall of Dallas. Apparently, they walked.
Frat sisters.
Yeah, his frat sisters. Well, Rickey, apparently they walked into a store and abruptly stopped at the entrance and held up their hands and spread their feet out. After standing there for a few minutes, one of the store employees came over and asked why they did that. And then they mentioned a sign that they had apparently misread that stated all bags must be checked at the door.
We got a problem. We got a technical difficulty. Our problem is we have a problem. We have a problem. We need to have a conversation. And what we're going to do in 2020, we're going to start being honest about things. And Gary, I just have to say, I would never try to embarrass you.
Oh, really?
Or put you on blast or anything like that. But my pastor, Kevin Bryant, preached about being truthful. And about being truthful and being honest. We got the piano over here, we got a musician here. And it's time for everybody to we want to know why. We just want to know.
Why, Lord?
What would make you wear the same outfit that you have on that's on the picture outside of the door? Busted.
This is not the same suit.
It is.
Oh, man.
No, it's
It
not.
is. It is.
This is not the same suit.
Where did you get that suit?
I got it from a nice store. They're not paying for sponsorship. I'm not gonna call their name. But anyway, no, this is
Yeah,
not the same suit.
are all your clothes dirty for you to wear that? When you saw the picture outside, you know how you
Where's
take
the picture outside? Show me the
the
picture.
pictures outside in the hallway.
They already did
Beyonce has it on her phone.
by side picture.
That's not the damn same suit.
It is the same suit.
This suit is damn it pink, blue.
No, the
and
pictures are in black and white, Gary. That's the pattern is the same.
No,
You don't-
well, it's
you
the
don't have
same
a black-
pattern. It's not the same color.
That's the same.
It's in black and white. This suit is a colored suit.
All around the world, the same suit. All around the world, the same suit.
All around the world, the same suit.
Well, that's all right, though, honey. You're looking like Pharaoh. But anyway.
Oh, you talking about my jacket?
Yeah. It looked like it was trying to be Versace, but it was, honey.
So I got on fake Versace.
You got, honey, it ain't even fake Versace.
He called you Pharaoh. First place. Pharaoh's already drowned in the Red Sea.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hold it. Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Swiss beats baby mama, one of his baby mamas, honey, a woman by the name of Miss Jonna Sebastian, y'all. She's alleging, y'all, that she is being threatened by Swiss and Alicia's fan base. Now, she wrote on her Instagram, she said, due to violent threats, y'all, she said, I am now forced to post this. She said, Swiss beat Alicia Keys' husband and her fan base have been threatening me. His wife, who is supposed to be pro-woman, is aware of this. I fear for my life and safety. I'm alone with Nicole, and the only way to protect myself is to let everyone know that, she said, it's the public that enabled them to put people down in the first place. She said it's been 10 long years of abuse, misogyny, and disrespect from these people, honey. She is really... speaking out about that, and she said the same week, he claimed publicly, y'all, to call anytime. She said in reality, honey, he appeared racist, gifts mocking her culture. Cause now Swiss was with this woman, but she's not of African descent. She's one of his first wives, women who was of non-African descent before he got with Miss Alicia Keys and had their baby together. And she said, honey, she's fearing for her life, so.
Oh.
And Alicia Keys.
So why would they be threatening? Why would people be threatening her?
Who knows? She probably put something out. Her said she needed some more money or something. Who knows? And Alicia and him probably, said, look, we ain't give you no more damn money because Swiss just bought Alicia a new Aston Martin not too long ago, so his money is tied up. So
but you said that they're not threatening him. It's the fan base. It's the Instagram and the comments, right? So we're talking about trolls.
Yeah, that's what she said. But the thing is, though, even she feels that with Alicia knowing this and Swiss knowing it, they could stop their fan. Look what Beyonce had to stop the Beehive one time when the Beehive was attacking her fans and stuff or what have you. Beyonce had to stop it. So Alicia could say, y'all, don't mess with Johnny, y'all. I mean, she just trying to do the best that she could. And Swiss ain't got no more money because he bought me this Aston Martin.
He does have money, Gary. Petty.
Does he? Does he have money?
Yes,
I often
he
wonder
does.
about that. Oh, okay, well. Miss Jonna said, honey, I guess she needs some extra coins that he ain't giving them to her. So she going out in the public. So we're going to play.
Hey, real quick, Gary. One of the Deltas left some keys up here on yesterday. So if you're out there, if you listen to the show, you left the keys up here when we had the Sarahs in yesterday, and on one of the keys it says Alicia. So
I was waiting for it.
Alicia, come pick up your keys. Everybody seeing Alicia Keys.
Moving on, y'all.
Thank you. I'll be at Stand Up Live in Huntsville all weekend. Thank you.
That was good with Dom.
Yeah. Moving on, honey. In other celebrity news, y'all, Oprah's sources are saying that she advised Meghan and Prince Harry to step down as senior members of the royal family, but she said she didn't do that. Ms. Oprah said she did not do that, honey. She said, honey, that she was the first person to talk to Harry and Meghan about breaking free and doing their own thing, building on their own brand. She made them realize, y'all, that it was really possible. Now, according to reports, they said Oprah, who attended the royals' wedding in 2018, and Prince Harry had a candid talk about his and Meghan's struggle as members of the prestigious family when they were together to tape a mental health series to air on Apple TV this year. But still, Oprah had spoken out and said she had nothing to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision. But y'all believe that because, Miss Oprah been kind of, I love Oprah, honey. I love her.
Oprah said, do not put me in that mess. I ain't got nothing to do with the reason why they not there. I think Oprah gave them good sound advice, but did not sway them one way or another.
You think? Because, Miss Oprah, honey, kind of been
if she give you some advice, you're going to go along with because she is kind of like the auntie.
Yeah.
Right.
She like everybody auntie.
All right.
Well, and Gail done said they hate that now, y'all. Be careful.
Yeah, they don't like the word auntie.
Oh, don't say that damn cousin.
Sister. Like big sis.
Right. All right, my final story, y'all. Congratulations again goes out to Miss Kiki Wyatt, y'all. Kiki Wyatt welcomed her 10th child, honey. They're saying that the powerhouse singer has welcomed her 10th child. Now, she shared a photo of herself posing nude with her baby bump on a full display. And now she done had the baby. She and her husband, Mr. Zachariah Darren, are so happy to announce that they got their bundle of joy. And now it's number 2. But what, though, Ricky, a lot of people are excited because let me tell you, they're saying that Africans in America, they're saying we're not doing like we used to do. Black people used to procreate and have 10 and 12 children per household. Now we're having 1.5.
Yeah, because the times are different. You could have a lot of kids, your grandparents, they got 7 brothers and sisters. No, that was back in the day.
They really couldn't because they didn't have a lot, and they probably just didn't have no methods of getting any type of birth control.
Wow.
Yeah. So most people that had 10 and 12 kids, I personally don't think that they could really afford it because most of what I know about that is my granddaddy, it was 8 of them, and my granddaddy, all he talk about is how they struggling and how they didn't have anything.
Right.
They probably could now because they have more resources, but I just don't. I think back then they didn't have no choice.
Yeah, my mama got 21 brothers and sisters.
You a lie.
My dad got 17.
Good grief.
I still ain't met members of my family. Our family reunions
serious?
Yeah, for real.
21. Your grandmother had 21 kids.
Yeah, man.
Every time your grandfather looked at her, she was pregnant.
Make sure Crystal ain't your cousin.
Okay. Right.
True story, man.
Yeah, 20.
Yes, sir.
That's some fire there. That's fire. That's some fire. That's some outright fire.
My glory. The color today.
Yeah. No twins? No twins?
Yeah, there's a few sets of twins in there.
I'm about to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A
few sets. Yes, sir.
Lord. The color today is burnt crimson. On the high, you say burnt crimson, and on the low, you say beautiful dark red. That's your color for today. Huh?
That is. Y'all give it up to Gary with the G. All right, it's about that time. Rock T's joke of the day. Here we go. Hey.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Joke of the day.
Yes.
Joke of the day. Joke of the day. All right, Rock T, it's better be funny, man. Let's go.
Last night, I went to a 24-hour grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
When I got there, the guy was locking the front door.
Yeah.
I said, hold on. The sign says you're open 24 hours. He says, not in a row.
Come on, you got evil.
You got the musician over here.
You got evil.
Come on, Eva.
You got evil.
No, Eva got a cold. She coughing. She laughing.
No, she laughing.
Eva.
She laughing. What you think, Gary?
It was cute. It was really cute.
What'd you say? Bring the tat here.
What?
Don't worry about it, bro. Hey, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. I'm going to go ahead and applaud the effort. Yes, sir.
Really, Eva?
Right, T.
That was like a little bit funny, Brad.
All right, y'all, bring more of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up and show your love for Pastor Fred.
Oh, good morning, Brother Rickey. I'm somewhat troubled this morning. You know,
why are you troubled, Pastor Fred?
I see so much going on. I saw a young lady, and I don't talk about people. I don't do that. I'm a man of God, and but I saw a young lady, and it seemed as if her hair was saying, "I shall not I shall not be moved.
What?
I was singing to
Singing
me.
what now?
I shall not be moved. Because you got to understand that is a difference between nappy and natural. And I believe that's what's wrong with some people's lives.
All right.
Some people are living nappy lives. And if you live a nappy life, that means you have neglected some things. That means you have gone without some things for natural nutrients. But if you're living a natural life, that means you have the correct juices and berries to make your life what it needs to be. If you have the correct juices and berries to make your life natural, you have the right juices and berries to make your life sweet. You have the right juices and berries to make your life right. But if you're living nappy, you haven't cleaned the kitchen. If you're living nappy, you haven't wiped yourself right. If you're not living nappy, clean it up, comb it out, so you can live your life naturally. You can be a natural woman. Say it. Natural. Say it. Follow me at the Real Pastor Fred naturally.
Pastor Fred Jones. Tony, where you at, bro? Why you? Hello? Why you ain't at work, bro?
What's up, cuz?
Why you not at work, bro? You call in sick every day, bro. You can't do this.
Cuz I'm not sick, shawty. I don't call in sick, shawty. I don't always be sick. I be having situations, shawty, that be going on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but bro, everybody got situations, but we come to work every day.
Okay, but shawty, I got situations be going on.
But these folks gave you a job. These people gave you a job, man. They expect you to come to work, bro. Why you call?
Look, cuz sometimes, shawty, family more important than work, shawty.
Okay, well then go.
I'm with my family right now. I don't with my folks. We at the hospital right now.
Oh, no.
He got a point right there, dog.
What happened?
Well,
we at the hospital right now with my uncle.
With your uncle?
Yo, my grandmama's son.
Oh.
He's the one who smoked crack.
Yeah.
Oh.
We at the hospital with him right now, so they told him they give him $300 to donate his heart.
300?
They gave him $300 to donate his heart.
Yeah, but he forgot that he needed, but they done already took it out.
Oh,
God. Now they're trying to figure.
You can't live without no heart, man.
They got to pull it up to a extension cord. They're trying to figure out how to get it.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute, bro.
What school did he go to?
Wait a
minute, bro. What? Wait a minute. So you... y'all don't do that because they offered your uncle $300 for his heart.
Yeah, he was just thinking about the money. He wasn't thinking about the fact that he still needed hard to get out of here.
So
now they got to try to find another.
So what's keeping him alive?
They got to plug it up to a extension cord.
Hey, Blacks on there. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. I ain't gonna do this today.
I'm gonna let y'all to pray for it though.
No, dog, get off the phone, bro. Ain't nobody gonna pray for that. That's stupid.
They trying to come up with that quick 300.
What's up?
Hold it. Half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Hey. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Actress Megan Good, baby, she is speaking out. She said God told her to leave her ex-husband to marry actor, minister, Devon, producer, I should say also, Devon Franklin, y'all. She said, yes, honey, she was in a relationship with someone else, but God told her to go.
That's right.
Yes, now she went on to say, y'all, she told Miss Taryn Hall on her show recently, she said that, with the views that, the two of them met. She said they met, honey, 4 years before Megan even started jumping in the broom, which Devon executive produced. She said, but it wasn't until they worked on the movie, said that Megan would get to know him better. Now, the actress was coming to an end on a not-so-healthy relationship, remembering how impressed Devon was. She said, I thought this is the kind of guy that I want to marry. Then she wanted to say God would later confirm that Franklin was the one God was going to bring her to, and they were going to take through the rough times in life and be together. She said the first thing God told her was that it was time time to get out of their relationship. She said the second thing God told her was that it was time to be celibate, honey, to stop having sex, don't even look at a man and think about a man no more. And the third thing God told her was that Devon was her husband. She said, and honey, there you was, honey. She ended that unhealthy relationship, and she's with Devon Franklin today.
That's beautiful. God, he will. He will.
He will. Yeah. Even you got a husband, and Roxy, you got a wife, and Special K, you got a wife. Did God tell y'all these people gonna be y'all spouses?
Did he tell you?
Well, God definitely told me that my husband was the one.
Huh?
God definitely told me that my husband.
I'd be glad when he bring my girl up on my porch.
You work too much, Ricky.
That's what it's going to say. Bring her on my porch and say, this is her.
Right.
It's got to be God. I ain't got to see your face, God, because if I see your face, then that means I'm dead. Just bring her on the porch, Lord.
That's a good point.
Lord, let her be bow-legged, Lord.
What's your prayer, Ricky?
Huh?
What's your prayer?
Let her be bow-legged. Let her be bow-legged and nice and kind.
Now, you want bow-legged pigeon-toe or bow-legged slew-footed?
Bow-legged, kind of like bow-legged, like Jada.
Okay, pigeon-toe.
Like Jada.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that bow-legged, I like that, boy. I love to watch them walk off.
Somebody then.
Oh, when they look good walking off.
Yeah.
So I'll be right back. I'm finna go put this paper in the trash. You just watch them walk off. You be like, thank you, Jesus.
For the paper.
That's what you do. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Miss Kenya Moore, honey. She is on the road, y'all, to reconciliation with her husband, Mark. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Kenya Moore, honey, may be on the road to reconciliation with her husband, Mark Daly, but they said during a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, she said, y'all, that she and her husband, Mark, are about to enter counseling, y'all. This is so touching. She added that, y'all, she is optimistic about their future and even hinted, y'all, that she want more children with her husband. Now, she said she would like to stay in this marriage because she still have love for her husband, but it has to change. She said a lot of things have to change, honey. Communication, number one. She said it has to always be respectful communication, even when you're upset, when you're hurt, and when you're angry. She said whatever the emotions you might be feeling at the time, you have to always keep in mind that you are a partnership and you cannot take some things back. Once they're said or done, they cannot be taken back. So, Rick, how you feel about that? Because, you know, you're not in a relationship yet, but you got to communicate to get one.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like have effective communication. Like in relationships, and Rock, I know you can agree. We argue. You and your spouse are going to argue, but you have to argue correctly, which means no name calling, no below the belt, walk out when it gets too funky.
It's called listening.
And I just need the ladies to put your hands down when you talk to me.
None of this.
All that. See, I'm turned on the minute you grab some air.
Right.
The minute you grab some air, that conversation, I'm kind of like old black man. I have to walk off because that's real disrespectful up under my roof.
That's how we emote.
That's why when I talk, I keep my hands down to my side. All that hand motion and grab with them long nails looking like vamps and all that stuff. I need to start.
Even though the long nails,
a lot of this stuff is unrealistic. Though. I mean, why can't you curse out your mate and still be friends? Why can't
because you'll be single like you, Gary. You can't talk to people like that.
Why not?
You can't cuss nobody out. You're allowed to be upset, but you have to figure out how to channel that energy and communicate in a way that will change things and not forever.
It's called listening.
You was up in the reunion tower and you went through his home and you would still be with him right now.
Right.
And now y'all not together because you went through his phone. I wonder what Booty and James doing these days.
That's not communication. That's just going through the thing. No, I mean, I communicated later.
But how'd y'all break up?
Huh?
How'd y'all break up? That was communication. What happened?
Well, I went through the phone and I had to see what was going on.
Hold on, Rick. What'd you say, dog? I wonder what Booty and James doing these days.
Oh, he's somewhere chowing down. Come on, man. One of my favorites.
Hold on, start the music. Start the music. If you're offended by that, go ahead and take a breath. I can see the target demographic is 25 to 54.
Adults, right?
Target demographic is 25, 54. You offended. We've been talking about booty eating James for 15 years since we've been on the radio. I'm not finna censor myself. I am a professional comedian. I'm not finna explain my little comedy. Now, if you don't like it, you go ahead and put you in a Yolanda Adams CD. I said what I said.
Don't say his name no more.
Booty eating James. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley, the morning show. Hey, listen now, this man right here needs absolutely. See, Rock T is already laughing. We're going to have to.
Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the one and only Give It Up, Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3 Def Comedy Jam. I can go on. I can go all the way back to Star Search.
Come on, dude.
What?
Stanley from What's Happening.
Absolutely. Y'all give it up and show your love for the one and only Martin.
What's up, y'all? What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Hey, man, we happy to have you this morning. First of all, congratulations on the #1 movie at the box office this year. #1, Bad Boys 3, man. Come on.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man. Just out there with my partner, Will. We had a lot of fun. We went all around the world to promote it, and, it's something that the fans really wanted, and they really showed that they really wanted to see it, and they went out and supported it.
Man, so what is that like, collaborating with Will Smith again?
It's great. Just Will's just one of the best to do it, and he's just a joy to work with. So, I was real honored and pleased to do it again with him.
Mark, but besides age, of course, what was the main difference this time around from the first two films?
I would say the physicality, all the physical stuff, so I left that up to the stuntmen.
You weren't fooling with all those stunts?
Nah. I'm 54 years old. Damn,
right. Go ahead, Gary.
So Martin, what was different this go around about while you were doing the filming from the first time you all
Hey, he
did the
just
film?
asked that, Gary. Gary.
Oh, he did?
You just asked that.
Get off the phone, man.
No, but he should have asked it the way I did, Martin. I asked it the way it was on the script.
Get out the studio, man.
I'm about to black out. Wait a minute, Martin. I'm about to black out.
Well, damn it, black out.
And then Martin said he just asked that. Martin. Gary, this is the most important interview we have ever done on this show besides Janet Jackson. How the hell you going to ask the same question back to back and embarrass the morning show? Martin, I apologize.
But Martin, I asked it the way the script said it.
Sometimes you can't follow them scripts.
I seen it.
Hey, Martin, we here crying.
Now y'all done messed up my groove.
Mark, man, so if you had one piece of advice that you would tell your younger self, what would you tell yourself, man? Would you do it all over again the exact same way, or would you shift something along the way?
I probably would shift some things a different way. I probably would be more open to promotion, being involved in promoting the movie. When I was younger, I had my reservations about things like that, but probably I would tell my younger self just to be more open and more positive about the process.
Hey, Martin, I'm going to have to turn Rock T, the guy that do sports on the show, microphone off because you already know how he act. This is like your biggest fan.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, all of the damn characters, man. Don't even start me on that one, man.
Come on, man. You don't want to go down that Martin lane.
I guess for me, it's got to be Shanae and Jerome. Pick two, Rock.
Man, Jerome. Jerome is my favorite one. Oh.
Hey, Rock. My favorite line. You can't call nobody.
And he asked every woman Jerome talked to is the same starter. What's the matter? You can't call nobody.
Gary, what's your favorite Martin character?
Oh, I love Sinead. I can't hear in my ear.
That's probably why you asked the same question. But anyway.
It is. But no. But you know what? No, one of my favorite characters is Martin. I do love Sinead. But Martin, I'm going to be very honest with you. I didn't start watching Martin until it went off into syndication.
What?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well,
yes,
good thing we still running.
Now, let's get into the crazy stuff, Martin. The Lit AF tour.
Yes, having a great time, man. All y'all are killing out there, Rickey. Love it, man. I got to say, man, it has been one of the greatest experiences of my whole career. Cause Rock T, man, it's like, all right. Hey, Mark, can I break it down to Rock T right quick? So, break it down.
So it's like you on the Lit tour. All right, it's Martin Lawrence. First of all, you there. I'm always there first because I'm excited, nervous. I get dressed. And then I keep Martin. You don't even know this. I'm peeping out my dressing room, and waiting on. So when I see you and your bodyguards coming down the hall, I just kind of go in my dressing room and sit down because I be nervous.
Yes, sir.
Because when Martin show up,
it's Martin.
Martin be coming down. Yeah, he be coming down the hall like LeBron James.
Yes.
Getting ready for an NBA game. And he got the two bodyguards to the side. So then I have to go in there. I got a routine. So Martin, you don't know my routine. I go in there, have to make sure that I speak to you before I go on stage. You know, out of respect. And it's like Malcolm X going to speak to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Come on, man. I love it. I love it. That's respect right there.
You always come in and show me a lot of love before the show, man. And I always appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I try
it just keeps everything loose, you know?
Right, because, you know, Martin always stand in the middle of the floor in his dressing room listening to 90s hip-hop. Right, Martin?
Yeah.
And so I come in there. So when I come in there, I'm like the hype man. I'm like, Martin.
Yeah.
I be like, Martin, let's go.
Yeah.
I said, let's go. And then when he getting ready to go on stage, I kind of walk up to him like I want a chest bump. Like, let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's kill this.
I love it.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And Martin kind of give me like the fist.
Yes, sir.
And it just seems like, man, do you get energy off of that? Like, or do I get on your nerves?
Most definitely. Most definitely. No, any energy that's towards me, placing me towards getting up to perform. I love it.
Now, you listen to all that stuff Ricky telling you, honey, how he come speak to you and all that. He just want to stay on that tour, honey, I can assure you.
Hey, Gary, it's funny because it's like on the tour, technically Martin is my boss man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to, it's a humbling experience.
Yes,
so
sir.
With freaking Martin Lawrence, that's like big bro / boss man, and it's his tour, and it's just the biggest stage. The production value of the tour are one of the greatest experiences of my whole life. But man, we so happy to have you on the show this morning, and make sure y'all go out and see the #1 movie at the box office, Lit AF Tour, and make sure y'all go and check out Bad Boys 3. Anything else you're working on? Anything else in the future?
Yeah, we got some things. There's nothing to talk about right now, but we got some things in the works.
There it is. Hey, Martin. Please tell me that they thinking about a part 4.
Oh, most definitely.
Wait a minute, for real?
Oh,
most definitely.
that's big news, man. Hey, man, appreciate that, man. Hey, man, love you, man, and thank you so much for the opportunity that you have provided for all of us young comedians.
Oh, most definitely, man. Much love, man.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up. Let everybody know how they can follow you on social media.
At Martin Lawrence, Instagram.
Yeah, and Martin, Instagram be funny as hell.
Right, all right.
Social media off the point. Hey, man, love you, bro.
Love you too, brother.
There it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Lawrence.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Unfiltered. Unapologetic. It's just real talk. Rickey Smiley Unleashed.
All right, Rickey Smiley Unleashed. So guess what we're going to be talking about today. What? So we all got together and went to the mall yesterday.
Yep.
And we was taking a stroll through the mall, and we was having a good time. We was relaxing. Went to get something to eat.
Back down memory lane.
Went down over the North Park Mall. And so we went in one of the stores. And what was the name of the store we went in?
We went in John Barbados.
Just looking around, don't have no whole lot of money, So we went in the store, and I politely turned to Special K.
Wasn't that polite?
You don't think I was polite?
No.
I asked him, I said, man, can you take that hoodie off?
You said, I thought I was Brandon for a minute. You said, take that hoodie off.
Man, it make my nerves bad. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. It make my nerves bad because just because you can don't mean that you should.
Right.
Now, criminals wear hoodies when they commit crimes. And you're a grown man. Why you walk around the mall with a hoodie on? It ain't raining in there. It ain't cold. And what possessed you to walk around with a hoodie and you with us? And I'm just saying.
In my defense, I didn't walk around with it on. We walked through the mall. I flipped it up for a minute. Out of habit. I just flipped it up. I just flipped it up for a minute, and I wasn't even thinking about it. It was kind of an unconscious move. I flipped it up, and I left it up for a minute, and that's when I was attacked.
I'm like, you can wear your hoodie, but you need to get away from us.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you got people kind of looking it up, and then we got into a conversation about is that discrimination?
Right. What were we talking?
Well, Eva brought it up. She said, "Well, it's the man in the store was saying that they will put you out of the mall for having a hoodie on."
Because Des Bryant was kicked out.
Right, and Eva said something about that could be discrimination, and then me and you got into a conversation of, well, sometimes discrimination is kind of necessary. Like, you do discriminate sometimes, and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And why you say sometimes?
You're looking out for your best interest, whether it's the mall or whether it's. I gave you the example of if you're renting a property to somebody, and they pull up and they drive in a certain type of vehicle, and they have a certain look about them, or maybe they have a certain, they might have a pit bull in the back seat, or they smell like weed, and they're trying to pay you in all cash, and you might discriminate and say, you know what, I don't want to rent to you, because I feel like this is going to become a situation at some point. This is not going to work out well for me.
So is that called discrimination or paying attention to early signs?
Both. It could be both. It could be paying attention to both sides and discriminate, because I know definitely I pay attention to when situations like that occur, like that what you're talking about, and you could discriminate because it's more so for the public, because you're looking at the color of the person who's really doing it, and mostly sometimes in certain situations it could be people of African descent, and we discriminate. And people discriminate, and that's just the way it is.
But sometimes it's not a color thing. You could discriminate if somebody walks up to your car, if you're at the gas station, and somebody walks up to you, they could be asking for directions, or they could be asking for money.
If they're in a Dodge Charger, I'm jumping in my car and pulling off. If them windows are tinted, and they pull up, and they got bass in there. They pull up too close, and they in a Dodge Charger.
Just go on and leave. Yeah, just go on and pull off.
And I'm just nervous right out the bat because, hell, just like that was on Oprah, that woman with a baby, honey, crying and pleading for help, went up to the window to them damn people and sprayed them with some mace when they opened the window for them and stuff. So you don't know who to do stuff for.
Right. So in some situations, you have to discriminate. If you're a single woman driving a car, you don't just let your window down, or you just don't respond to somebody that's walking up to you asking for directions, because they may have some bad intent.
But is that discrimination or is that common sense?
I don't think it's discrimination. I think it's discretion. Discrimination is wrong, point blank and period. And as sad as it is, we have to teach our kids, especially our young black men, that they have to use a level of discretion, because they will be discriminated against because they're black. Point blank and period. They could be a straight A student, but if they come in there with a hoodie, then they put them in a box. Yes. And so because of that, we have to teach each other, like you, and our children, that you have to have discretion when you move around. But discrimination is something that we're trying to get away from.
But when criminals have taken wearing hoodies and made it their thing, my question to teenagers and the parent, why would you let your kid wear a hoodie when that's what you see on First? But every video, every crime video, bank robbery, they got on a hoodie. Yeah. My pastor always said, Pastor Kevin Bryan said, do not allow your freedom to become your bondage. Just because you can and you have the right to, it don't mean that you should. We ain't judging nobody. You do what you want to do. It's your life. I'm just saying.
You said something.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
RickSmileyMorningShow.com. Mr. Thomas, good morning.
Hey, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Mr. Thomas. What's the problem?
Yeah, I can sure do better. I'm telling you, I just can't. I can't. I mean, what's all this here on the Rickey? Y'all play all this music and this hip hop and the this is how we. I mean, look at here. When I
what's wrong? Wait a minute. Hold on, Montel. What's wrong with this is how we do it?
That's what. No, that ain't how we do it. We don't do that. We don't do that. We play nice old school. I'm talking about make it I've been out of school 60-some years. 60-some years.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't want to hear no jagged edge. Is you in the game? Is you in the game?
Jagged edge is
you in the game?
I am not in the game, Mr. Thomas. Ain't the jagged edge.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Ain't nothing wrong with you,
man. Just ask yourself, what's wrong with you?
Let me ask myself, what's wrong with me? Nothing.
I don't know. I think it's the drugs. I'm telling you. I don't care what they said, what they did. I'm telling you what they told me. It's the drugs.
I'm on drugs.
On your show.
Mr. Thomas, let me ask you.
Boy on your show. Huh?
Who? Can I ask you a question, Mr. Thomas? You think because I played Montel Joe and This Is How We Do It, and then because I played Jagged Edge, I'm on drugs, Mr. Thomas?
You got to be on drugs, Rickey. Why you asking me a question you already know the answer to? And then you got the boy over the weekend. He get arrested. He on drugs, messing with that stuff. It looked like somebody took some clippers on the front of his head and went. I mean, what's going on top of that boy's head?
Don't do that, Mr. Thomas.
It looks like somebody took some wall clippers and said,
What are you hearing this music in the background, Mr. Thomas?
What's that? Oh, see, that's what's on my heart.
Go ahead.
You don't have to do drugs. Oh, you don't.
Sing it, Mr. Thomas.
Off of the cocaine.
Yeah.
Get up off of the crack. Get yourself together.
Yeah.
And get your mind back. Can't you see for yourself what drugs are doing?
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
News headlines.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning. You're listening to the best of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The team is out this week, but I'm your girl Euro here with a look at your front page news. Despite President Trump's denial, the Associated Press reported last night that top White House officials did in fact know that Russia was offering bounties to the Taliban for killing U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan as early as a year ago. And the New York Times reported that Trump was given the information again in a briefing he received in February of this year. Yesterday, the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana law aimed at limiting abortion rights. That law would have required doctors performing abortions to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. Now, Chief Justice John Roberts sided with the court's liberals in that 5-4 decision that said that the law violates abortion rights. In order to get an impartial jury, a Minnesota judge warned yesterday that he will likely move the trials of the 4 police officers involved in the death of George Floyd out of the city of Minneapolis if public officials, attorneys, and family members don't stop speaking about the case. The Treasury Department announced that we will not be getting another extension on filing those taxes. So if you need to get it done, you got until July 15th to get those taxes filed. In sports news, Brooklyn Nets center DeAndre Jordan and guard Spencer Dinwiddie revealed yesterday that they had tested positive for the coronavirus. Also, officials with the NBA made a huge announcement. When the season starts late next month, the phrase Black Lives Matter will be painted on both sidelines in all 3 arenas. The WNBA is also looking to do the same. Also in sports news, Netflix announced that Ava DuVernay will be working with Colin Kaepernick on a new 6-part drama series. It's called Colin in Black and White. Cool thing is that Colin is actually going to be getting his acting chops on and playing himself in the series, so be on the lookout for that. Just announced, the Macy's 2020 4th of July Fireworks Spectacular is going to air this Saturday. John Legend is going to headline it, and the actual fireworks show will be choreographed to the beat of Alicia Keys' song, Good Job. Kanye West tweeted out congratulations to wifey Kim Kardashian for officially hitting billionaire status. Who knew? I thought she was already there. And he just might need that money too, because his former bodyguard is threatening a lawsuit claiming that Kanye bullied him. Kanye also announced the release of his new album entitled God's Country. The first single is called Wash Us in the Blood. In other music news, Usher too has released a new single. It's called I Cry, encouraging black men to show their emotions, especially after the death of George Floyd. And my girl, Beyonce, is set to release a new visual album entitled Black is King. It's coming out on Disney Plus. It's inspired by The Lion King. The album is a celebration of the Black experience. Got a sneak peek of it, and it looks fantastic. The album was directed and executive produced, of course, by Beyonce, and will be available on July 31st. All right, I'm Euro with your front page news. If you missed it back in March, Brad's got your hot spot. It's coming up next, and she has all the details on how Will Smith could put some extra money in your pocket. Keep listening, because you don't want to miss the good stuff. It's the best of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Hey, all right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Brett got your hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Rickey? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tet, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. Well, y'all, it appears that Flavor Flav has been kicked out of Public Enemy after his dispute over the group performing in Senator Bernie Sanders' campaign based on a series of tweets that he posted on social media. He wrote to Chuck D, another member of the group, at Mr. Chuck D, are you kidding me right now over Bernie Sanders? You want to destroy something we've built over 35 years over politics? All because I don't want to endorse a candidate? I am very disappointed in you and your decisions right now, Chuck. He continued, also at Mr. Chuck D, I'm not on drugs like you saying and have been clean for 10 years. I have battled addiction before, and like millions of other Americans, I know the massive toll it takes. Chuck, you know better than to lie about stuff like that. And Mr. Chuck D, I didn't sue you on Friday. I asked the at Bernie Sanders campaign to correct misleading marketing. That was all. I am not your employee. I'm your partner. You cannot fire me. There is no Public Enemy without Flavor Flav. So let's get it right, Chuck. Woo! Lord have mercy.
Oh, wow.
And then Flavor Flav's tweets are in response to what Chuck D was telling Rolling Stone, because he said the group will be moving on without Flav. And in a group statement, it said that Public Enemy and Public Enemy Radio will be moving forward without Flavor Flav. We thank him for his years of service and we wish him well. So from a legal standpoint, y'all, Chuck could perform as Public Enemy if he ever wanted to, because he's the sole owner of the Public Enemy trademark, and he originally drew the logo himself in the mid-'80s, and is also the creative visionary and the group's primary song owner, and he's written most of Flavor Flav's memorable lines.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow. Don't send us me, Judge. I ain't done
Nothing to nobody.
Nobody.
Well, oh my God, I hope they fix that, because the group is not the same without all of them together. It's kind of like Wu-Tang. You can't have Method Man and not, they just go together like a hand and glove. I can't even see none of them being solo. Anyway, moving on, y'all. Will Smith is going to invest in social media along with a few other people. Public.com is an early stage company that has brought Hollywood heavyweights to invest in its social investing app. Okay, it allows members to buy shares in publicly traded companies for as little as $5 and does not charge commissions. So people see investing in the stock market as a daunting process, said the Public.com CEO. But the app's social layer enables the first phase of an investing journey, and you don't need $10,000 to invest up front. Now, I think that's pretty cool to not have to, because usually when you invest, you got to put in so much money, and it's kind of a gamble when you hope that it do good. So this is something different. So let's see what Will Smith is getting into. Last but not least, a man accused of stabbing a member of Nicki Minaj's crew is convicted of third-degree murder. That's right. Khalifa Neely, the man who was suspected of stabbing the crew member, was convicted of third-degree murder, aggravated and simple assault, and possession of an instrument of crime for the incident that killed Devon Andre Pinkett in February 2015. Pinkett was due to go on tour with Nicki as her stage manager when he was stabbed outside of a bar in Philadelphia. My goodness. 5 years later, it's kind of a long, drawn-out process, but hopefully in this case, justice was served.
This is the Rickey Smiley